I'm going to talk about leadership for a moment. Leadership is about one thing: helping people to fulfill their own personal and professional objectives while helping the company achieve its purposes and objectives, and you being the one that inspires, motivates, whatever it takes to get them to give their discretionary effort. Not just do what you tell them to do, not just serve from the time they show up, whatever time you demand that they show up, until the time that they leave, under the gun, under your watchful eye, to make sure that they are working. And once they're done, they go home and they think about other things. Leadership is getting them to buy in, to commit, to use their own mentality, their mindset, to move everybody forward, to collaborate with the team. All of those things that create a synergy. As they say, one person can run alone, but a group can go a whole lot further than just one person. A relay race of 400 meters is a lot faster than a single individual running that same 400 meters. You want your team to perform. So this was one of the things that kept me on active duty in the military for as long as I stayed, 27 years, was this idea of leadership. And seeing some leaders who were awful and seeing some leaders who were absolutely phenomenal. But at the end of the day, I couldn't mimic any of those leaders in their styles because those styles were unique to them. It was their personality, it was their energy, it was their intellect and experience that made them the great leaders that they were, or the poor leaders that they were. So I had to come up with my own. I'm going to share it with you just to give you a sort of a template or a framework to create your own based upon who you are. So I've mentioned several times, I am an introverted personality, INTJ, based on Myers-Briggs. There may be many things you think about introverts, but introverts are not shy, quiet, reserved, antisocial. That's not it at all. It has to do with where we get our energy from and the fact that we are introspective and will not speak out until we believe that we are accurately expressing that which we have already considered and processed in our brain. So this works for me, might not work for you. So this is a framework I came up with towards the later stages of my leadership development in the military. And I was in a position where I was bringing people into my organization, hiring them, so to speak. And when they showed up, first of all, when we did the interview, I wanted to know two things. Are you motivated and are you enthusiastic about the work that we do in this division? If you couldn't pass that test, nothing else mattered. It didn't matter your experience, it didn't matter your credentials, it didn't matter what work you had done, it didn't matter the references that came. I needed you to see enthusiasm and motivation for what we did, and that was easy. If we got into a conversation and you were excited and we were going back and forth about the possibilities and potential, hey, that's a home run right there. So once we got past that stage and they became a part of my organization, I said, there are 6 things you need to be able to do to be successful in my organization. The first thing is you need to understand our product. By product, I mean, what is it that we deliver up the chain of command that will help them solve their problems? What does this division do? What is that product? Then you need to understand the process. How does something get from your desk to the upper levels of leadership? Who has to be coordinated with? Who has to be involved in the decision? Where do I fit in terms of you getting it past me so that I can then move it up to the next level above me? Understand the process. And if the process doesn't work, you need to figure out how to go above it, below it, around it, through it. And if you can't do that, then you come to me and I will take the process at my level and I will see how I can make it move to the next level. And if I can't do it, I'm going to figure out how I can go above it, below it, around it, through it, whatever it takes. The process. In that process, we improve the process. If it doesn't work, we figure out why not, and we do our best to fix it. The next thing is sources. What do you read every day? Where do you go for information that you need to understand what's happening in your job, in your area of responsibility? Those are your sources. Could be magazines, could be a website, could be a podcast. It could be any number of things that you go to that help you understand the parameters of your work and to become the trusted authority, the skilled, knowledgeable individual that can then have conversations with people above your level and make them understand what the significance is of what you're doing. The next one are your contacts. Who do you talk to? Who do you pick up the phone and call when you have a question that needs to be answered accurately, truthfully, and immediately? Who are those people? Who are those people in your inner circle? Who are your mentors? Who are the people who have the keys to the kingdom, so to speak? If you don't get them to buy in, it doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to unlock the door. Who are your contacts? You have to build that network. You have to nurture that network. Once you have those four in place, then I want to see two things from you. The first thing is initiative. Take initiative. Don't sit and wait for me to tell you what to do. Don't sit and wait for me to give you some instruction. Don't wait for me to check on you to see if you got this done or if you got that done. Take that initiative. Come into my office and say, hey, boss, I think we're going to have a problem. And these are some of the things that I think we can do about that problem. Give me 3 or 4 options. We'll put that thing together. We'll roll that up the chain and we'll see if they take action on what you have identified as a significant problem in the world. Initiative. Initiative costs you nothing, do you know? Some people are afraid of initiatives because they say, man, if I put this idea out there, I'm going to get shot down. Or I don't have enough information to put this idea out there. Hey, well, you know what? If you don't put it out there, the answer is always going to be no. If you get shot down, you have the option and opportunity to then go back and improve upon it, to make it better, to get the information that you didn't have in the beginning. You get some guidance, you get some support. And guess what? Once that happens and you do achieve success, you have value. You've demonstrated value. Take the initiative. Don't be afraid. And then the last thing is creativity. I want you to implement creativity. Use your mind, use your experience, use your education, use everything you have to come up with creative solutions to some very wicked problems. And because you're coming up with creative solutions, you are also demonstrating your value. You're contributing. You're getting people to think differently. So in wrapping up, there are 6 things that I use in my leadership framework that enabled me to guide the type of people that I wanted to work with. I wasn't successful telling people what to do, looking over their shoulder, demanding that they do this, thinking through everything and then just giving them a task. It didn't work for me. But having a group of people who were motivated, enthusiastic, driven, excited, those are the people that energize me going to work every day. So my framework is product, process, sources, contacts, initiative, and creativity. I challenge you to come up with your own, the one that works for you, the one that lets your people know this is what I have to do. This is who I have to be if I am going to succeed at the highest levels in my career. And guess what? Some of the folks who worked for me went off to their own higher levels of leadership. They didn't take my process. They understood that I created my process for me, but it helped them to understand how they could best perform. So they went out and they created their own. So when they said, hey, sir, I took what you did as a leader, I implemented it, and I was so grateful to have had the opportunity to see how you did things. That is the greatest compliment any leader could ever receive. I'm Dr. Russ Barnes, founder and CEO of Sistro Solutions, a strategy development firm focusing on small business owners in the pre-profitability stage. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch our Instagram, at Sistro Solutions is the handle. And yeah, just keep connecting. Just keep listening to these messages. My goal is to help you to be the best that you can be.